Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I want to first thank all my brothers and sisters in arms, whether you are serving in the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, Space Force, and Coast Guard. Thank you for all you do and sacrifice in keeping our nation safe. And I also want to extend my gratitude and gratefulness to your family for supporting you. I know how hard it is on families, especially when you're off to training or deployments weeks or even months at a time. Again, thank you all, and may God's Holy Spirit be with you to keep you all safe. Okay, so you've already watched part one of this series of how to fund your deals. This is part two of the series where I'll be going over hard money lending. Okay, I'll also be going the other types of lending in later series, later videos. But today we're going to be talking about hard money lending. I will define what it is, the requirement, the pros and cons, and how I use it to fund my deals. You see, I created this channel for all my service members because 5 years ago, as I was thinking of what am I going to do after retirement, you see, I decided I wanted to have a business of my own, be my own boss that will give me the freedom to set my own schedule, decide how much money I want to make, and spend more time with my family. That's how I found real estate investing in wholesaling, fix and flipping, and construction company, all while serving active duty in the United States Army. For those of you who don't know who I am Chris Solaita. I am a servant of my Lord and Savior Jesus. Oh, I don't know what happened there, but again, I am a servant of my Lord and Savior Jesus, a husband, a father of two, and I'm currently serving active duty here at Fort Liberty, North Carolina. Before I get to the topic, I want to first thank you for smashing the like button and commenting on my previous video. It really means a lot to me. This is how I'm able to conversate with you, see what you like, what you don't like, see what questions you have, so I can answer them. And if I don't have the answer, I'll reach out to my network and provide you with a better answer and the source of the answer, right? This way you can go straight to the source that's more reliable than me. You see, all my content is strictly from my experience, what has worked for me, and the knowledge that I've gained over the years. One thing that you will not see from me do is speak on something in real estate investing that I have not done. I will only give you what I have experienced, specifically in fix and flipping houses. And as a disclaimer, this is strictly for educational purposes. The content I provide you is informational and learning purposes and should not be considered as professional advice. I encourage you to do your own research or seek consultation. So, this is a subject that everyone wants to know because let's be honest, you want to make sure the deal is profitable. Also, because you want to learn about flipping houses so you can transition from the military to already having an established fix and flip business. And now you can do it full time, be your own boss, set your own schedule, make as much money as you want, and then spend more time with your family, just like what I'm doing now. So let's get to the video of why you're watching it, which will go over hard money lending. So I'm going to switch my video over to, please be patient with me. Let me switch over to my screen share. All right. Here is the mind node. I love mind nodes. If you guys haven't really caught on all my previous videos. So this right here is my go-to funding methods, right? And these are the 5 ways that I use them. 1 is hard money lending. 2 is private money lending. Home equity line of credit, business line of credit, and business credit cards. Those are the only ways that I use as far as funding my deals. Now I mix them up all the time, but it keeps it very simple for me, right? I don't like to make things complicated. I want to make everything, even for funding my deals, I want to keep it simple, stupid. And I want to make the process as efficient and as effective as possible so I don't have to think too much about it. Okay. So today, as I said, we're going to go over hard money lending. Okay. So let me see. I'm going to extend this a little bit so it's big. Whoa. All right. Let me move that because of my camera. Okay. So, what is hard money lending? Hard money lending is a financial institution. It is not a bank like Chase, Wells Fargo, all these Bank of America. It's not that. Okay. It's just a financial institution that provides short term loans secured by real estate. Okay. Oh, man, I don't know what's going on in my throat today. All right. Okay. What are the requirements? Well, the requirements is it varies by lenders. Okay. And then the property has to have sufficient amount of equity in their property to be used as collateral. This is why you will see a lot of times that when lenders, hard money lenders, when they lend to you, they will lend to you on a certain percentage, meaning that if the home of the value of the value of the home is $200,000, they're probably just going to lend to you 75% of that $200,000. And this is where the equity in that property, that other 25%, that's the equity in that property that they want to make sure that they have in that property. So if just in case you default on the loan, they can take that property back, foreclose on you first, take the property back and be able to sell that property. Because selling that property still has like about 25% of equity in there. That's what that means. Okay. The other requirement is having a solid exit strategy. You have to know what you want to do with it. And in here, I only teach fix and flip. Okay. So that's my exit strategy. Right. Now you also have to demonstrate the ability to make interest only payments. This means that some lenders require you to have, whether it's in your personal account or business account, they want to make sure that you have cash in the bank. Okay, let's just say you found a house and you want to get it financed for $400,000 or $200,000. The lender is probably going to want you to have a total of $25,000 in your accounts. Okay, that $25,000 makes the lender feel comfortable that you'll be able to make that interest payments for however long you have that their money for. Okay, the other one is some lenders do consider personal credit, your credit history, overall financial stability. They will check all that stuff sometimes. Okay, and then the other one too is 3 months of bank statements. I for my lender, every 3 or 6 months, I believe is every 6 months, they require. Oh no, actually 3 months. Um, every 3 months they require me to, submit another 3 months of bank statements, so I can continue using their money. Okay, but those are the requirements that I know of. If you know any more requirements, go ahead and put a comment that in the video down below so that others can see that. Now, the pros about it, this is just my pros and cons about it, is that I love it. I love hard money lending because you can close quickly. You can also do more than one deal. For my hard money lender, they allow me to do 5 deals all at one time. So if I purchase a $100,000 loan, $100,000 property today, and then close on it 14 days later, and then after that closing, I found another property for the same price of $100,000. I can do two all the way up to 5 deals out at one time. Okay. The cons about it is it does have a high interest rate, and then points. So sometimes not sometimes, but I've seen lenders go from 10 percent interest rate, from 10, 12 to 15, and then the points can vary from like 2, 3, 4, or even 5, right? So that's what hard money lending is, and then the requirement, and then the pros and cons. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and please comment down below. I hope that made that cleared everything up about hard money lending. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you guys an example of hard money lending. Okay, so let me make that small, and then I'm going to move this to the side. Oops. All right. Is that better? Yep. Okay. Then I'm going to bring my chalkboard out. All right. So here's an example. All right. Here's an example of like how I use the hard money lending. So let's just say I found a house, and the purchase price of the house is $50,000. I'm gonna keep the numbers really simple, just for simple math. All right, and then for the rehab, right, it's also another $50,000. Okay, now the value of that house I found, as far as the ARV is concerned, I found with the good comps to be very justifiable to the lender. I found that I can sell it at $200,000 after rehab. Okay, so then I go to the lender, Mr. Harmony Lender. I have a property for $50,000 of purchase price, and then the rehab is $50,000. The ARV is $200,000. This is going to be a great deal. Harmony Lender is going to look at it and be like, "Oh, okay, let me, do my verify and do all that." Then the Harmony Lender is going to come back to you and be like, "Hey, Mr. Chris, this is a very good deal. We want to fund it." I'm like, "Okay, what are your terms, Mr. Harmony Lender?" Then Mr. Harmony Lender is going to say, "Well, for loan to value, we're going to give you 75%, right? And then for interest, we're also going to have you at 10%. And then for points, we're going to have you at 3%. And you can do this for 6 months. You can use our money for 6 months." Now I look at this, I'm like, dang, this is a pretty good term. So what do I do next? Something's going on here. So what I do next is I figure out, okay, how much is this going to cost me, right? So what you do, as far as how much is going to cost you, meaning the loan, right? So you go set that 200, the ARV, you're going to multiply that ARV with 75% of the loan to value, because then you're going to find out, geez, what am I doing here? Okay, there you go. So then you're going to find out from that 200,000 how much you can use. Okay, so 75% of the $200,000, that's going to come out to $150,000. So out of that property, the lender can loan to you $150,000, up to $150,000. That's the purchase price and then the rehab, right? But for my lender is able to give me at 100% of the purchase price and then 100% of the rehab. That's why I love this lender. All right. So what does that mean? That means the money that he's going to give me, total loan, is going to equal to 100K. All right. Then I got to find out what's the cost of the loan? Okay. So for cost of a loan for 6 months at 10% with 3 points. All right. At $100,000, in my mind, that's going to come around $7,000. You're going to pay $4,000 of interest for 6 months, and then $3,000 for the points. So that's to use their $100,000. You're going to pay $7,000. You're like, man, this is a good deal. Then after you rehab, the lender gives you the money. You go and rehab. Then it's time to sell it. When you sell it and you close it, okay, let me change the color. When you sell it and when you go and close it, let me take this out, take this out, take this out. Okay. Now, when you sell it, remember the 93% rule that I told you guys about in previous video. Excuse me. So we're going to go with the ARV and we're going to sell it at $200,000. You get a contract for $200,000. Did I say three? $200,000. And you're going to multiply that by 93% because you want to see how much you want to make. You make, right? So at 93%, you're like, well, why is 93%? Well, 7%, 6% of that 7 is for the real estate agent fees, and then the 1% of that 7 is for closing costs. Okay, so $200,000 times that by 93. I believe it's 186. I think it's 186, but we'll go with that number. It's $186,000. All right. So now that's 100. Now what you're gonna do is you have to pay back the $100,000 and then the $7,000 for using their money. So that comes out to $107,000. Right. So this is the part that really excites me. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is your profit using the hard money lending. You minus the 186 and the 107, you come out to, let me make that as a dollar sign. That's a horrible dollar sign. Ladies and gentlemen, you come out to $79,000. That's your profit for 6 months. All right, let's just say 6 months you use this money. For 6 months, $79,000. Hard money lending. They gave me 100% of the purchase price, 100% of the rehab. The total cost, the total for the loan was 100, and I have to pay them $7,000 so that I can get $79,000. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a deal, right? This is why, if you're in a service and you're thinking about, doing fix and flip and getting your business ready so that when you do transition from the military, you transition right into this business right here, right? And let's just say for 5 years you're doing this, like what I've been doing, right? And let's just say because you are busy, okay, you are busy in the military, and maybe you can only flip one house or two houses a year. So 79,000 times that by 2 times a year that you flip. What is that per year? That's going to come out to 154, 158. Wow, 158 per year. And you're only flipping 2 houses. Where's my 2? There it is. You're only flipping 2 houses per year until you get out. That's a lot of money, right? So I hope that as you guys are watching this really speaks to you guys. Let me change back. I really do hope that you guys, that what I just showed you guys about the hard money lending, and guess what? The hard money lending, that was none of my money. That was other people's money, right? Of course, I have to pay them back $7,000. That's when people are like, "Oh, hard money is expensive." Expensive, yes, because you're using somebody else's money, but it's quick turnaround. And you're telling me that if you give me $100,000 and I pay you $100,000 on top of that $7,000, so that I can get like 79, man, sign me up, right? Sign me up. So, ladies and gentlemen, all my brothers and sisters out there, I hope that you got something out of this. If you have any questions at all, as far as you have any comments, go ahead and drop them in the comment section. If not, if you want to address your questions or anything, I have a free VIP mentorship group called Government Issue Flippers. The link is in the description below, and then also I'll drop a pin in the comment. This is where I meet with, like-minded individuals or service members, and this is what we go through once a week training, as far as like how to do deals, understanding the numbers, running the numbers, finding deals, how to fund deals, the way I do it, right? And then we have that once a week. So if you really want to, be a part of this community, go ahead and join my mentorship. You will have to answer 3 questions. Please answer those 3 questions. If you don't answer the 3 questions, I'm not gonna let you in. So you have to answer those 3 questions. But other than that, I really do hope that this video really brings you more understanding and see visually like what it can be for you, right? If you have any comments or any questions, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. But for the next video, we're actually going to go over private money lending. Okay, I'm getting really excited about the private money lending, and then that leads up to the HELOC and the BLOC, and then also business credit card, because at the end I'm going to tell you how I use like every one of them, right? Because every one of them that I use is other people's money and nothing from my pocket. Okay. So I'm excited. I know you're excited, but I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for joining me today. Other than that, stay blessed. Buy the best. Peace.